Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria 3, where we've got a few problems going on here. There's no doubt about that. We started as Argentina, and things are gonna be a little wacky here. I think that's pretty clear. So, we make very little in taxes, although 2.49k in unrealized taxes. We have quite a lot of average tax waste, and most of that is going to end up being our... Well, we've got a little bit of market access. Let's take a look here. We've got 10.2k in turmoil right now, but that doesn't seem to be too bad. So we're going to take forward and continue to work on our construction here. I would like to think about building additional construction. That would definitely be, I think, a good thing to do. But we want to wait, I think, until this construction sector, well, it is currently fully employed. We just have a lot of things that we need to build. Our credit limit is 622k. Noted. Okay, so strangely, we're position 37 in the world. That's a little surprising to me, but what I want to do here is I want to definitely get some construction going. So let's think about expanding our construction sectors. Our primary issue is our lack of resources, right? But even if we can get just a little bit more construction, but these earnings are just too much. We simply can't. So we're going to have to take forward here and work on this government administration. So that's going to be done in 13 weeks. That will help our bureaucracy. 107 from government administration, 35 in Cordoba, minus 10 from our commander-in-chief. Is that? Yeah, that's this guy. Okay. So why is he at minus 10 for that? Plus 10% colony growth speed, plus 10% political movement radicalism, minus 5% recovery rate. Okay. I'm not sure why we're getting... Well, that might be in our military, actually. Because our leader is our commander-in-chief. I think that's what this is trying to say. Because our leader is our commander-in-chief, he's focusing, or rather splitting his time with the military. And so we get minus 10 bureaucracy. I'm guessing that's what's happening there. So we're going to continue to tick on forward here. This government administration needs to get done. Now, we are going to finish some of these colonial locations. That'll be good. And what else can we do here? We could bump up our taxation. That is so much little in terms of taxation. That's so little right there. I think that we go down to medium taxes. This barely has an effect. Military wages, we could certainly consider dropping that down to compensate for that. But man, that's tough. That is really tough. We need to get some resources in here. I think that's clear. Importing wood would be quite good if we can get away with it. So we're going to import a little bit of wood here. And that will hopefully improve our construction a little bit. 8.43. Okay. It's not as high as I would have liked. That's for sure. It's going to be slow to get going here. And we can see that our bureaucracy is just plummeting. Right. Trade routes. Trade routes cost bureaucracy. That is something I should have thought of. But that makes our problem worse, to be honest. So our tax waste is huge right now. We can continue to work on that, though, via our construction. We've got a few government administrations queued up, and we can queue a few more. Yeah, that tax waste is tough. So how much of our taxes are currently unrealized? 3.4k. Noted. And what do we want to do about that? Well, what else can we do here? Obviously, the trade routes are the primary problem. So I think that we just have to cancel these trade routes. Where are our current trade routes here? I guess we can see our routes like this. So we are importing grain. We're importing wood. We're importing iron. We're also importing tools. And all of these are positive to our economy right now. Clippers? I think we'll go ahead and get rid of that one. We're importing small arms. I'm going to get rid of that one too. As well as artillery. And man-o'-wars. Okay, that brings our bureaucracy back substantially. So we'll go ahead and allow that to be the case. And our tax waste is now much, much better. It's not fixed, but it's better. So we'll get this government administration finished up here. Peace treaties. Cool. And the government administration is almost done. We're also going to finish our colonizations over here, or finish establishing these colonies, and we'll see what those end up looking like, and what we can do for additional colonies. For the moment, this seems to be reasonably fine. We finished up that government administration, and now we're working on our gold mine. What is this? Losing power rank. That's fine. I'm not shocked about that. That's completely and totally okay. We'll get our prestige back up later. I don't really care about the prestige right now. Okay. So we've got about 75 days here until our colonizations finish up. And we'll see what that ends up doing for us. We do have some peasants still. But I definitely want to get this gold mine built. That's going to be, I think, pretty decent in terms of cash revenue generation. Are we on a command economy? Hang on. Interventionism. Eventually, I think that we are going to want to go to a command economy. Because we're running kind of an authoritarian state. Arming the natives, huh? Well, they can keep doing that. For the moment, that's fine. And yeah, we can see Brazil did expand over here. That's not shocking. Cool. So, our bureaucracy has improved pretty dramatically. That's great. We're still pretty bad here. No doubt about that. We could bump our taxes way, way up. At this point, how much would that earn us? 2.19k. We'd lose 10 legitimacy from that. That would jump us down to an unacceptable government. So we would rather not. I'm a little surprised that government wages don't change your bureaucracy generation, to be honest. That's a little strange to me. But we're definitely going to look to get this gold mine finished up. And as we start to get some of these resources built, that will be absolutely great. Now, I don't think that we need this government administration queued at this point, and I'm going to drop this one down below the iron mines and logging camps. There we go. So we're going to finish up these colonizations on 1 April 1838 for the next growth of the colony, which is going to be about a year away. Okay. Progress towards gaining an additional province. So it looks to me, maybe I'm reading this incorrectly, but that, well, this moved around a bit. Interesting. So we have colonies in these locations, but they aren't ours. Being colonized... Okay, we should read this. Settlement efforts initiated by a colonizing country in the lands of a decentralized nation. A would-be colonizer must have the colonial affairs institution and an interest in the strategic region. At first, a single province will be taken. Adjacent provinces will be colonized at a rate depending on the country's colonial growth, generating tension as they do. Okay. So this expansion will just happen by default, I think. We have high tensions right now with Guarani. And that is because this grew. Okay, sure. They're not particularly strong. Our main concern right now is our finances, right? That's definitely going to be a problem. We have no unemployment right now. 630k dependents. That's a huge number. So that's almost our entire population is dependents. So the question is, why is that? Well, we could look at our population. Let's see. Professions. Is dependence in here? No. This is our culture, this is our religion, and show more. Oh, that's just for the religion. Never mind. Detailed list. Yeah, these are all just our working pops here. So our dependents include pop not considered part of the workforce. Families of the working adults and normally constitute the majority of the population. Yeah, that is normal. But I feel like this is a higher ratio than it usually is. And our main problem, of course, is that we're still negative, assuming that we cut our construction. That is a problem. So where's most of our money going? Government wages is the answer. 3.22k from government administration. That's quite a lot. That's half of our deficit, and if we didn't have that, it would be... Okay, I'm thinking right now about our trade routes here. We can get rid of our grain trade route for the time being. That puts us at minus 13.8. Yeah, I don't care about these input goods shortages right now. I don't care about these expensive military goods right now either. Let's check in on our military. Is this all... Okay, we can go to irregular infantry. We can bring this all down to cut costs. We're not going to be fighting for a little bit. I can tell you that. Our naval base is set up like that, and our ports are on cargo ports right now. We may want to jump down to Anchorage, actually. That would save us some money. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's check in on our urban centers, which should be minimum. We're on state-run churches. We're going to jump over to free churches here because that will... Actually, that'll increase our cost slightly. It doesn't really matter. We're on simple organization. We could go to filing cabinets, but that would cost us more. We're on professional bureaucrats right now. We can't go to hereditary. And we're on administrative clergy, and that's where we want to be for the moment. Okay. Checking in on our other productions here. Seems to be reasonable. So we did manage to cut our costs somewhat then. That's good. And yeah, I don't care about losing our rank. I'm not shocked about that. So cutting our costs is important, and that also means that we should be able to get away with not building this government administration for a little bit, as some of these things start to come online. This gold mine is apparently negative in its cash because tools are so expensive. Noted. Tools are consumed by a lot of things. Let's see. Tobacco, cotton, dye, bananas. Bananas. Okay, what else do we have? Dyes, wheat, maize. Maize it is. Okay. And we can also queue up this wheat farm here. There we go. Cool. I also wanted to check in on our resources. There's another set of coal mines in Mendoza. Lead mines. And those are probably going to be negative for the time being. We're doing that at the bottom of the... The armed forces suggest a more hardline foreign policy towards Brazil. Despite our mutual dislike, there's no need to escalate this. We don't want to escalate to Brazil right now. Brazil is considered a major power, and we need to work our way up to that. So Brazil is currently cold to us. Cool. I don't care that much about going down to an insignificant power, as long as Brazil doesn't get too uppity about it. That would be the problem. Our GDP has come up a little bit here, but we're going to finish up those gold mines soon. And that'll be good. Our minting is actually a good part of our income right now. But tools are definitely a problem. Tools are very, very expensive. But the price has come down recently, apparently. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Okay. Well, that'll be fine for now. We need to get this economy a little bit more balanced. We are at almost a positive without our construction. Once we have our gold mine done, I think that will be positive. And we'll be able to start working on some of these. So, iron mines produce iron, 55.8. Iron is definitely more expensive. Let's see here. We don't yet know, I think. Do we have any iron mines built right now? No, we do not. Okay. I think we did get some territory, but I don't know. The colonial system's kind of weird. We'll figure that out, I'm sure. Hang on a moment. We're starting to work on our iron mines now. Aren't we? Okay. It's because we were finishing the gold mine. Cool. So the gold mine is going to start getting its workers up. It does have a weekly negative balance right now. But that's okay. It's going to start employing. And I'm hoping that it'll become positive. But its primary cost here... Yeah. That does give us a flat increase to our minting, though. So regardless, that's still good. I think. So, tools are made from what? They're produced in tooling workshops that consume wood. Okay, so we clearly do need tools. That's very definite. And how many tools do we end up needing? We have a buy order of 10.1 and a sell order of 10 due to our trade routes. Okay, so a tooling workshop produces 30. So a single tooling workshop in Argentina, I'm queuing that up at the top of the list, but I don't actually want that on the top. We're going to move that down below our logging camps. Cool. Okay. Now, we definitely have a bit of an issue here. How much would we end up making if we were to subsidize our gold mines? I feel like this is going to be worthwhile. Yeah. I think so. So we're just going to get this fully employed here. 1.23k? Okay. Well, it is what it is. Cash reserves here are holding steady. And we're about to get plus 2% more throughput due to our economy of scale. Or throughput plus 2%. It was just 10%. Now it went down to 2. Okay. Well, we're going to run into credit caps soon. That's for sure. We're on picks and shovels here. Fair enough. Manual drilling. I don't think there's really anything we can do here. We need to look for other ways to save money at this time. So, we've got one furniture manufactory, and it's profitable. So that's fine for now. We've got one textile mill, and it's profitable as well. Where are things that are unprofitable? Well, we've got wheat farms here. So this wheat farm is unprofitable. It's inactive. It's unable to hire. It doesn't have the funds to hire anyone. Subsidizing it actually brought down our balance, which is interesting. I'm wondering if we can, if this is turned off somehow, and if we can turn it back on. So we have our wheat farm here. Oh, it's not built? Wait, what? Yes, that's not built. Okay, whatever. That's fine. No problems there. So our gold mines are currently negative, which is not exactly great. for gold mines. But that's just because the cost of tools is so high. So we could definitely work on bringing down the cost of tools. Importing 8 tools from the American market does sound decent, actually. So let's try that and see what that does to our tool situation. So if we go into our market now, and we go to our tools, we have 16 available. Gold mines are trying to buy 10. Our construction sector will also eventually buy 6. What is our actual deficit here? So what is our number of orders here? It's just 16, but 10 from the gold mine, which should be 15 total. And from our construction, which should be 10 total. So we should need 25 tools. This is unproductive. We can go ahead and get rid of these trade routes. Okay. So we can then import additional tools in theory. Let's see here. This is not really all that helpful. Okay. Tools, import route. And from here, we can import an additional 8 from the Brazilian market. Okay. So we have an unproductive trade route from the Brazilian market. It's not profitable. So I guess we'll just get rid of that. Okay. So minus 748, and most of that is probably subsidizing the gold mine at this point. Now, I'm noting that the cash reserves are going up here. So we can now unsubsidize the gold mine. Beautiful. Minus 561. Okay. Goods for military buildings, huh? 122k spent on man-o-wars. Can we just get rid of that? That would be amazing if we could. Can we just turn off these naval bases? I mean, we could reduce them down to size 0. Like that. And that'll do the trick. Beautiful. Okay, so that's progress. What else do we need to work on? We need to... Well, interest is a big part of this, but we'll bring that down. I mean, construction goods are expensive. It's mostly iron, and we are building this iron mine, but we're going to run out of money before we get that built. It's not that big of a problem because it'll just pause our construction when we enter default, and we'll exit default pretty quickly. But I would like to find a way to construct and make money at the same time. So looking at this, we could get rid of our port, but I think that's a bad idea. Our government administrations are very expensive. We do need the bureaucracy. And there's not really any way to make that cheaper. Not really. So I think we're just going to have to max out our credit for the time being. And then pause our construction and resume our construction later. I think that's the only way to go. I don't like it, but I feel like that's where we're at right now. We're still working on improving relations with Brazil, and hopefully we manage to pull that off. Let's see what happens here in 14 days. And we'll get some colonial growth, allegedly. Potentially getting these locations, as well as these locations, but we've already apparently gotten these. I'm not sure what's going on with all that. Okay, banking was just unlocked. That gives us 10% minting and minus 2% loan interest rate. That's a huge deal right now. Beautiful. And these are now 304 days. Noted. But we now have access to more of these resources. Okay, so it seems like we're, like, importing their stuff to our states. That is what that seems like. Okay, so with the increase to minting and with the decrease to interest, that's going to be a big boon for us. Now, we're still going to hit our credit cap very, very shortly here. And yeah, we dropped down to 64th in the world. No shocker there. Our construction queue is paused, and we're going to start spending this down a little bit. But there's only so long that we can do that for. Also, we're not putting very much into our investment pool at all. So there's that. And there's not much we can do for the market access over here, which unfortunately is where our gold mine is. So there's that too. We are currently in default, but that'll go away. Napoleonic warfare has now been unlocked. We don't care about any of that right now. So that's okay. We're going to get intensive agriculture soon, but in the society tree, we just got... Okay, there's a lathe. That we might be interested in. We'll look at some of that in a moment. We just got banking. So central banking is, I think, the next thing that we go with. And we just keep going down this minting tree after intensive agriculture. I think that's going to be the play. There was an accident in our dye works. Okay. Cool. And that's fine. So we're just going to build up our investment pool for the time being. There's not a lot going into the investment pool, but we will spend down our credit a little bit. I wish that we were constructing right now, but we're very limited at this moment. Very, very limited. Okay, this is a colony down here. Interesting. Okay, so let's hop over into our state actions here. Yeah, we can't incorporate any of these currently. And these are all considered colonies that are still growing. Including our capital, strangely enough. Okay. Cool. Well, that seems reasonably fine. We do need to get to a point where we're making more money. And I just want to get this intensive agriculture done. Actually, I'm just going to switch to central banking right now. And let's just look through real quick here to see if there's any building upgrades that we can do. So dye workshops would consume more dyes and would currently be negative. So let's actually, yep, that is negative. This is negative as well for the moment. And anything in here that can be done. That's a negative. Okay. So for the moment, it is what it is. And we just gotta chill. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode... Oh, these are unproductive. Yeah, get rid of them. Next episode, we are going to work towards getting some of these constructions more fully completed. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, Unisol, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.